Now there's a couple of different types of graphing we're going to look at. Let's first of all look at what happens in standard form. So that means the x and y are on the same side. And these are the steps we're going to follow. To find a y-intercept, you set x equal to 0 and you solve. And then the number that you get, x will be 0, and then we can find out what the y coordinate is. You then do the opposite, set y equal to 0 and solve, and this gives you another coordinate, the value you find, with a y value of 0. Now once you've got two coordinates, you can plot those 2 points, join them up with a straight line, and that's actually going to give you the graph that you actually require. I guess my example must be on the next slide. So for example, if I gave you 2x minus 5y equals 20, if I set x equal to 0, first of all, 2 times 0 is 0, so this just disappears. What I get left with is negative 5y equals 20. So divide both sides by negative 5, and you'd end up with y equals negative 4. So that tells me my coordinate is 0, negative 4. Then we do the opposite, we set y equal to 0, and anything times 0 is just 0. So you get 2x equals 20, solve for x would equal 10, divided both sides by 2. So I get a second coordinate, 10, 0. Once I've got my two coordinates, I can go ahead and plot them. So there's 10, 0, there's 0, negative 4, then we just get a line and draw straight through them. Now also, if we wanted to, we could also find the equation of this line in slope-intercept form. You can see that it goes to negative 4 here, so I know that's going to be negative 4 on the end. I can do my rise over run between these 2 points. I go up 4 squares, and I go across 10 squares, so 4 over 10. Or if you want to simplify, 2 over 5. So y equals 2/5 x minus 4. Now actually that was something we had to do in a previous exercise as well. So if we go back to the original equation, 2x minus 5y equals 20. We could also check this by using a literal equation and solving for y. So if I subtract 2x from both sides, I get negative 5y equals negative 2x plus 20. And then if I divide both sides by negative 5, my negatives cancel and the 5's cancel, and I get y equals, 2 negatives give me a positive, and 20 divided by negative 5 is negative 4. So I also end up with the same answer this way as well, but another way you can actually check your answer if you'd like. Now I also provided a worksheet so you can practice this method, and I've also given a few questions to follow on that. Basically what I had on the previous step, find the x-intercept, then the y-intercept, plot those 2 points and join them up, and then just as a little check to make sure you can follow those little procedures, we're going to back find what's the slope, what's the intercept, and give the equation in a different form. So we're going to go straight to the last questions. 3x minus y equals 6. So if I set x equal to 0, I get negative y equals 6. If I divide both sides by negative 1, then I'll get y equals negative 6. So I'd have to plot negative 6, which is just off the bottom of my screen there. Let me get back. Somewhere around here. And then I set y equal to 0, and I get 3x equals 6. So in other words, x equals 2. And then I can go ahead and join these up. And something like that. Slightly missed that point here. If I want to find the slope, then I could go up 6 and across 2. So 6 over 2 would be 3. The y-intercept is down here anyway, it's negative 6. So my equation would be y equals 3x minus 6. If I go to my second one, I've got 2 negatives here, so I've got to be super careful. If I set x equal to 0, this one disappears. Negative 3y equals 6. Divide both sides by negative 3, you get y equals negative 2. Which I could go ahead and fill in straight away as my y-intercept, since I can see that. If I set y equal to 0, I get negative x equals 6. Divide both sides by negative 1, gives us x equals negative 6. Once again, just a little bit off my graph. And then I can connect these 2 points up. If I want to go ahead and find the slope, then what I did is I go down 2 and across 6. So negative 2 over 6. Which simplifies to negative 1/3. So my equation for this graph would be y equals negative negative 1/3 x minus 2. And that's how you graph equations in standard form. And you should be able to do the other 4 questions now as well.